Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. In this June quarter Appendix 4C video, I'm going to be looking at a company I haven't touched upon in one of my videos previously, and that is Raiz. I am a little bit excited to talk about this company because what they do is something I am interested in. Now, I have downloaded the app, so Raiz is a micro investing app, or they have a micro investing app that allows you, if you download the app, to invest small amounts or maybe even larger amounts into one of 6 portfolios chosen by you, of course, through a mix of ETFs. Now, that mix of ETFs almost instantly rules me out. I prefer to invest in individual companies. Now, in saying that, I do believe what Raiz is doing will be beneficial for a lot of people out there, because even though I do think that investing or financing should be a core subject in high school, and it's not right now, I do think there is a deficiency in investing education out there. And hopefully Raiz is one of the avenues that people who aren't that comfortable with investing can get a handle on it, particularly because it does involve ETFs. And that means you really don't have to think about what you're investing in. They do have those 6 portfolios ranging from, say, a conservative structure to a more aggressive one, very similar to what you'll find in a superannuation funds. So before we look at the June quarter Appendix 4C for Raiz, just a few facts in regards to this company. I've already talked about a little bit about what Raiz does, and there was a little blurb on the website that I was a little bit interested in. It was Raiz constructs and optimizes 6 diversified portfolios with help from Nobel Prize-winning economist and father of modern portfolio theory, Dr. Harry Markowitz. I'm not the biggest fan of modern portfolio theory because it does rely on efficient market hypothesis, and I don't believe in efficient market hypothesis. I believe that's a bunch of hooey. If you did believe that, investing in ETFs is the way to go. I do believe you can outperform the market. An efficient market hypothesis doesn't believe individual investors can, even when believers in that hypothesis are shown facts in regards to how Warren Buffett has outperformed the market for 30 years. They all believe it's just because of luck. So just very interesting that their whole premise on building these portfolios is around modern portfolio theory, which I don't absolutely believe in, but they do invest in ETFs. So, and the other thing is their performance of the ETFs is beating their benchmark, which was Chantel West, I believe. So it looks like their portfolio performance are doing quite well. I'm not sure why you would invest in the conservative portfolio. They only did like 5 or 6% in the past year, while their aggressive portfolio did something like 35 to 40%. So if you are interested in investing but don't want to get into all the research about that you would have to get into in buying individual companies, maybe this is the app for you. Decode of Raiz is RZI. Now, CEO is George Lucas, and it's not that George Lucas. It's a different George Lucas. I just like the fact the name of the CEO of Raiz is George Lucas. Market cap of Raiz at $2 is around 180 million. As I speak, the share price is about $2.06. Started trading on the 16th of August. Receipts of customers in the financial year 21, 13.6 million and rising on a consistent basis, almost quarter on quarter. And even though they were operational cash flow negative for the financial year 21 by 600,000, based off their most previous Appendix 4C for the June quarter, they possibly have reached a bit of an inflection point for this business. The other thing to look at is the active customers, 485,000 right now. They do have customers in Australia and then overseas as well, Malaysia, Thailand. It does seem like the majority of the active customers actually are overseas. And so 485,000 at the 31st of July, 2021, and that's increased 88% from the 31st of July, 2020, also increased 6% in the past month. If you want more information on this company and what they're doing, have a look at some of their presentations, or just go to their Appendix 4C that they released on the 28th of July, or even just download their app. That would be a good starting point as well. I've done that. I've downloaded the app, had a little bit of a play with it, but that's as far as I went. Before we have a look at Raiz's June quarter results, just want to go back to the March quarter to see how things were traveling for the company at that point in time, and then we can see how the business has performed over the past 3 months. Receipts of customers for the March quarter, 3.2 million, and they were operational cash flow negative by 717,000. And because they are burning cash through operations, investing, and financing activities, they went through $1.2 million during the quarter and finished the March quarter with $9.9 million in the bank. So that's okay. At this point in time, I was paying a little bit of attention to Raiz, and the March quarter results didn't give me any incentive to buy into this company at that point in time. So let's have a look at the June quarter, and maybe my opinion on this company has changed just a little bit based off these or the last quarter results. I've already mentioned that there is potential that Raiz has reached a very important inflection point for a company, and that is becoming operational cash flow positive. The question moving forward is whether they can maintain this very important inflection point moving forward, because if a company can remain operational cash flow positive in the future, then there's less likelihood they'll have to do capital raisings to keep the business running. And Raiz actually did do a capital raising during the quarter, $10 million capital raising. That's why the cash on hand increased from 9.9 million to 19.4 million. The other thing is they increased their cash receipts to 4.8 million. And even though some of their costs did increase, they were operational cash flow positive for the June quarter by 481,000. So we could be seeing this company reach a very important point for the future of this company moving forward. And the question I have over the next few quarters is whether they can maintain this in the September and the December quarters. And there's no reason they can't, because when we look at the cash receipts history, this company is growing their receipts at a consistent rate. There was only one little blip, and that was because of the COVID-19 financial panic. And here is their cash receipts history going back to the June quarter 2018. This is exactly what you want to see. A consistent growth in receipts. Now, it's not quarter-on-quarter growth. There are a few quarters here where receipts did go backwards. You can see between the March quarter and June quarters in 2020, around the time of the pandemic, receipts actually did go backward, but has been climbing since then. And the most recent quarter was a 50% increase from the March quarter 21. So we have reached record highs for this company in terms of receipts. In fact, 2 quarters of record highs. That's one of the reasons why this company has become operational cash flow positive, because they're increasing their receipts at a greater rate than they're increasing their costs. The fact that their active customers are increasing quite considerably month on month, there's no reason why this company can't continue the momentum we've seen in this business over the past few years. Onto the weekly chart for Raiz, and this goes all the way back to the middle of 2018. I'm going to ignore the first 2 a bit years of this chart and really focus on the last year. And in the last year, we've seen the share price go from about 70 cents to a current share price of just above $2. So that's a 3-fold increase in the share price. And we did see a rapid increase in share price from November last year to about February. So in a 3-month period, the share price did increase by 3-fold and get to a high of $2.20. We did see a little bit of a pullback over the next few months after that initial high. And that's fair enough, because when you see an exponential rise in share price, like we did see between November and February, there will be some profit taking coming in and the share price will fall a little bit. But there was good support with the share price around about the 50-week moving average. That was about $1.25. And we have seen the share price move higher from there and reach back up to that previous high, just above $2. And right now we are seeing the share price at an all-time high or near an all-time high. And the catalyst behind the improving in share price or the increase in share price over the past year has been the financial performance of the company, the fact that we're seeing cash receipts increasing, that we've seen the company reach a very inflection point, and that is being operational cash flow positive. If they can continue that momentum over the next few quarters, there's every chance we'll see the share price continue to rise just because of the momentum in the business we're seeing right now. If you've been enjoying this video series on companies that have achieved an operational cash flow positive June quarter, look out videos on these 4 companies in the next week: Beam Communications, Prop Tech Group, Image Resources, and CV Check. I've done videos on Beam, Communications, Image Resources, and CV Check in the past, but this will be the first time I've done a video on Prop Tech Group. So look out for that, a new company in the Kneppy Invest stable of companies. That is all I have for this June quarter Appendix 4C video for Raiz. If you've enjoyed this video or you've had anything to say about this company, any questions, or maybe you know a little bit more about this company than I do, make sure you enlighten us with your wisdom and your knowledge. I'd love to hear from you, particularly if your opinions and thoughts on this company are a little bit different than mine. Otherwise, I'm not a financial investor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone that is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.